everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond, back at beautiful Disneyland. As you could probably tell from the opening, thought we'd start this off with some beautiful sights and sounds and ambiance of the Disneyland Resort. But the point of this video is really to chat with you guys about something that happened yesterday that was pretty concerning to myself and pretty much just not cool. It was just not a cool thing that happened. I'm not sure if all of you got to watch the live stream yesterday with Katie and Pixar Charlie at the park, announcing the current drop of our merchandise, which we're very excited about. It's been on pause for a while, so we were very happy to announce that it's back and available again. And so that's what that live stream's purpose was originally, the big announcement of our merchandise coming back. But then something transpired that, like I said, was not cool. That's all I can really say. It was just like very uncalled for lack of a better term, disgusting behavior put forth to Katie while she was doing the live stream. And I just wanted to talk about it and kind of clear the air, because a lot of people have been messaging saying, what happened? What time in the video did it happen? And again, not everybody watches live streams, so we thought we'd address it in this video and let you know what happened, how I feel about it since I wasn't here. I was made aware after the fact. Obviously, I was working yesterday in the studio, a very long day, and I didn't have a lot of time to talk to Katie or discuss the situation until I really got home, or even review the footage of the thing that happened. So she was live streaming, and they had gone on the Columbia over there at the Rivers of America, and you know, typical live stream showing the views, talking about, I think they were talking about Fantasmic and the nighttime spectaculars that are coming back. And I guess there was a gentleman who was displeased, if that's the word. I'm not sure. I can't really speak for him, but I can tell you, I can speak for the actions. There was a gentleman who was there with his family. From what I saw from the footage, he was there with his partner and a child. I don't know their relationship. I don't know the man, but I will tell you there was a partner and a child there along with him on the Columbia. And I guess he was displeased with the fact that Katie was doing a live stream and went about to express that in a way that is very unacceptable. So anyways, I'll just get to it. So in the footage, once I reviewed it, she's shooting the boat, and they were on, I would say, what is that? The port side of the boat, and on the starboard side, if you know boat terms, starboard right, port left. Katie was on the left side of the boat. On the very right side of the boat, all the way on the other side, this gentleman and I guess his family had walked by, and you noticeably see him do a double take, and he noticed Katie. He looked over and kind of went like that, like, oh, and noticed her. So that was the first acknowledgement, in a sense, of like, you could tell he spotted her. Now, at that point, they continued the live stream, and a few minutes later, I guess he decided he was gonna walk right in front of the camera, extremely close to Katie, and apparently brushed against her. When he did this, you can see it in the footage, he's really close to the lens, and we shoot on an iPhone on these live streams, and it's pretty wide angle, so his entire face filled the frame, meaning he was very close, and she told me he brushed against her. And he did like a fake cough, like a, you know, open mouth kind of fake cough kind of thing, like a, like, while in profile walking by, knowing he was on camera. And to do something like that, first of all, in this day and age, with what we've gone through the past couple years with a respiratory virus that has decimated a lot of people, to do that is, you know, not only unacceptable, but like, that is, it's deemed assault by the authorities. I will tell you that. And I'll get to that later about how I know that that's true. Now, this wasn't by mistake. Originally, I think Katie thought it was by mistake. So she continued on. She noticed it, but she didn't let it rattle her, and she continued on. And by the way, Katie's not with me because she's grabbing coffee, so I'm gonna walk down Main Street and go meet up with her, because I said, you gotta get me a coffee, and then I could gather my thoughts and talk about this, because like I said, I wasn't there, and I'm kind of telling this from my perspective of what I saw and what happened you know, after reviewing everything and seeing all the footage, right? So she went on about her business with the live stream, and at one point, this man had decided to kind of take a position away from his family, because you can see it in the footage, knowing she was walking kind of towards the back of the boat, and as she walked by, said to the camera, very loud and leaned in so you can hear it clear as day, "Don't give these grifters any money." So clearly his distaste was in the area of, he didn't like the live stream aspect, which, you know how many people live stream at this park? Like, just the YouTubers that I know and then the ones that I don't know, there are like a multitude of people who do this, right? So his distaste for what we were doing goes out to everyone who does this, which I wouldn't wish this on any of my colleagues or fellow YouTubers who you know, do this stuff at the park. So at that point, Katie kind of noticed, wait a minute, that's that same guy that walked by and coughed right in my face. And then it all clicked for her. And you can hear that happen in the video. You can hear her wheels turn and realize, oh my gosh. And she kind of responded and said something like, you know, excuse me? Like, what? And he had some not audible grumbles at that point that you don't hear on camera because he was kind of far away at that point. And then she turns the camera on him for safety purposes and to identify him, because at that point she realized, okay, this is an intentional harassment and a real stalking type of activity. And again, he's away from his family at this point, right? So she puts the camera on him and he stands there and looks at the camera and goes like, yeah. And then just stares, continues to stare. At that point, Pixar Charlie said, stand behind me, and stood in front of her for safety reasons, because this dude was clearly on a mission to intimidate and harass Katie and the live stream at that point. So that's the main interaction that happened, right? At that point, they were going to report it, because you can't do that to anybody in this park. You can't do that if you're a guest who is displeased with another guest, you're displeased with a YouTuber, a vlogger, an Instagrammer, a TikToker. Anybody who's a paying guest here, you can't harass them in any way, and you can't assault people. And we were informed, which I will get to later, that cough, that intentional cough, which you can tell is intentional, was absolutely 100% assault. So based on that, they kind of kept an eye on him for a minute, and then they lost track of him and they disappeared into the park. So they reported the incident to Disneyland security, who then identified this guy. They found him, approached him, made contact, took him in the back, and from there had a conversation with both him and then separately a conversation with Katie. At that point, the footage was reviewed carefully and closely. Anaheim police was summoned. They interviewed both parties. Basically, what Katie was told was, we are well within our rights to do what we are doing. I can tell you firsthand, Disneyland has been aware of us since we started doing this. We were some of the first live streamers on YouTube at this park. We weren't the first, but we were some of the first. I can tell you that, and have been doing this stuff for a long time. And we're aware of our, you know, how we approach this stuff, and you know, we don't get involved in try to ruin other people's experiences, and we're here just to enjoy it like any other paying customer, which we are paying customers. We're not media. We're just people who document our experiences here and share it with others to give you insight as to how to navigate the park as best you can when you're only here for a brief time. And we consider ourselves, you know, kind of experts and locals at that game. So that's what we share, right? So we have been assured, and we know this, that we are well within our rights to do everything we do. Shoot videos here, do live streams here, all that kind of stuff. Now, clearly his distaste for what we were doing comes in the form of the fact that he said we were soliciting money from people at the park, which is absolutely 100% not true. We've never asked for money from anyone. We've used the platform the way it's designed, and if people feel like donating to the cause, they can donate, and that's we are grateful for that. But not at any point have we ever, you know, begged for money or even asked anybody to give us any money. So his misunderstanding of that notion was clearly his motivation for what he did. So yeah, just to reiterate, we are well within our rights to do what we're doing here at the Disneyland park, and they're very aware of us. Like I said, we've known that for a long time. They've expressed to us that they've even used some of our videos for training because we play nice here and we play by the rules. And I think at this point, after being here for doing this for at least 4 years, that if there was an issue, that we wouldn't be able to come back here and do what we're doing. Trust me, they keep an eye on everything here. There are cameras every inch of this park covering everything that happens. So if you think that they're not watching you or it's in the dark or something like that, think again, because they're watching, trust me. And if there was any indiscretion going on, they would know and they would investigate. Now, based on that, if anyone has an issue with that, maybe think twice about coming to the most photographed place in the world. You can look it up. Look up the most photographed place in the world on Google. Disneyland. Boom, #1. So there are cameras everywhere that are owned by Disneyland, and there are cameras in everyone's pocket, and everybody is filming their experience here, whether it's us as YouTube, whether it's families for their trips and enjoying themselves. So that misnomer, I hope I can clear that up for folks that, you know, if you don't want to be on someone's camera, probably don't come to Disneyland. I'm just saying, or the Eiffel Tower, or Times Square in New York, these types of places. People are going to be filming. You're going to be in the back of people's shots, all that kind of stuff. So that part I just wanted to clear up about. We are allowed to do what we're doing. I hate to break it to anybody who maybe feels otherwise, but that's the deal. We wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't be allowed to do it. Disney's very aware of us. They have been for a long time. So, all right, Katie got the coffees. There she is.
I got us some Starbucks.
I'm so sorry I wasn't here yesterday. I really am.
It's okay.
As far as that whole situation goes, but thank goodness Pixar Charlie was here, our dear friend.
He really was such a big help, and
I trust that he would always protect you. He always has. There's been many occasions where he comes in clutch, not only as a good friend, but as somebody looking out for your best interest when you're shooting or live streaming or whatever the case. Because you are, when I'm not here, it's like you're almost solo, and you're a lady, and being harassed by a guy, a full-grown adult, it's deplorable. There's so many words that I could say about it. But anyways, I'm trying to explain to everyone about how we are 100% within our rights and are within the rules and regulations of the Disneyland Resort and doing what we do on YouTube.
Yeah, that was one of the things yesterday that kind of came up, for the incident. I'm trying to not share too much about it, but that was something that you all are taking money and do like.
Well, that was when
reassured so many times. Like, listen, if we were doing something wrong, don't you think Disney would have shut us down by now?
Right.
I mean, I feel like they tried to explain that to the gentleman. I can't even
that was his excuse for doing what he did.
Well, being the judge, jury, and executioner of
what he thought was a rule at Disneyland, which he was terribly mistaken.
Yeah, you almost feel bad.
The other thing is, the definition of like the word grifter, that's someone who basically cheats and connives someone out of money in a deceptive way. So it's almost like being like a pool shark, where you show up at a bar and act like you don't know how to play pool and make a few bad shots, make somebody bet $100 with you, and then all of a sudden turn your game on. That's grifting. That's like a deceptive way of getting money out of people. Nothing we do is deceptive.
No, listen, at the end of the day, we're here to entertain you, to have fun. We love, meeting people. We do this for the community, and you know what? It ended up being that it became a job. Now, I understand how that can look really different to some people, but, we pay our taxes. It's a job to us, because to you on camera, it may look like a 30-minute video product of us having fun at Disneyland. That means we did a good job.
Right.
And I can see how it might be really hard to look at that, for somebody that maybe that's what they want, or I don't know. But regardless, you can feel how you want, you can say what what you want to say. You have online forums. You have plenty of places you can take out your frustrations.
Right.
But to act on your frustrations, especially while your family's there and other people are around, definitely not okay. You know, we're just here to have fun and entertain you for free. You know, you don't ever have to send anything. No. It's appreciated, but you don't have to. We're okay, you know, so that's that.
Oh, I needed that. That's such good stuff. There's something about Market House Starbucks that
I know.
It's better
it hits differently.
It does.
It really does. It definitely.
I don't know if it's because we're in the environment and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But another thing I wanted to address about this this thing that happened was the consequences of those actions that gentleman, and I say that word loosely, gentleman. The consequences are semi-severe. A couple times he had his kid with him, which
who could have just been following
that
him,
is terrible to do that in front of a child and to make that example as a father. We think he was a father, we don't really know, but we assume he's still a patriarchal figure, and to kind of make that as an example of behavior to a child who is that's just, if anybody else was thinking of maybe, you know, acting upon their feelings about us or their distaste or displeasure for what we do,
or any other vloggers
or any of our other colleagues, like
anybody,
or anybody at the park. If there's somebody that you see at the park that maybe they're doing something, or they're a certain type of person that you don't like, and you feel like it's your prerogative to do something to them, make no mistake that Disneyland will come down, and you're not going to be able to come back here. They're not gonna mess around.
You have to remember that the way we operate is Disneyland is a privilege.
Yeah.
It is not a right. It's kind of like driving. You have to come in, you treat the cast members with respect, you treat guests with respect.
Like you should anywhere.
And you should, but that being said, we pay a lot to be here, whether it's a ticket, whether it's a annual pass, magic key, whatever you want to call it. You pay a lot. You just got to behave. I have to stand next to people I don't like sometimes in life. Maybe it's at a job, maybe it's even here. But you know what? You don't act on it.
No.
Just,
and kind of like Katie said, there's forums, there's places. You can go online, you can say your piece.
Let it out.
Anonymously. If that's your thing, and you don't want to show your face, or maybe you do, I don't know. But there's places to do that that does not inflict any harm or fear in anyone else. This dude had stalker vibes, serial killer vibes. That, like, when you see him and the way he was looking at her, that's scary stuff. Now, again. You may have the best intentions, you may think you're in the right, but like doing anything like that here, trust me when I tell you, it's not a good idea. And I'm just sending my advice to you would be to not do any of that kind of stuff. Like I said, leave a comment, you don't like something, make a post, whatever, but do not harass, assault, or approach anyone or make anybody feel that way here, or anywhere for that matter. Because there are consequences, and you'll be dealt with, you know, and that goes way beyond us. And again, as far as Disneyland's concerned, you know, we love this place. We've always had mad respect for everybody here. We're just here filming our experience like anybody else. We pay our way in just like everybody else. We spend a lot of money here. We're very friendly with cast, security, everybody here, a lot of locals, and so. With that said, you know, this is where our friends are. This is our community. So, again, my advice would be not to come into this community, this very protected, happiest place on earth community, and do that and make a fool of yourself in front of your family and ruin a day that was probably very special for that child. You know, as far as how I feel about it, man, you know, it's when someone does that to somebody you care about, you know, you're like, what? Like, it's really not only disheartening, but, you know, it gets you angry for a second, you know, and I'm being calm and collective and cool about it, but at the same time, it's like, how dare you? You know what I mean? It's crazy to think that someone would waste their time like that, but... Oh, Deborah Dance! All right, we're gonna make our way down Main Street, take take a little stroll because the Dans are taking over town square.
Singing their song.
Yeah.
Brightening the day.
So ironically, there goes the Columbia right there.
At the end of the day, we're here for entertainment. We just want to give you a fun ride on the Columbia.
Yeah, and share our day with you. And give you guys tips on how we navigate the park and have a good time because we're here all the time.
This is really just about giving you an escape, giving you something fun, and hopefully you relate to us on some level. Even if you don't, we want to give you joy and happiness. That's it.
Ah, there's the Columbia. Now I'm a little triggered when I see it, I have to tell you.
As am I.
I'm sure you are, but there it goes.
Ahoy, shipmates!
Now that's another common misconception, that was reassured multiple times yesterday. You're totally fine to film at Disneyland. You can, they don't confiscate your camera phones. People make videos for personal reasons. They make videos for their channels. As long as you don't have a professional, crazy setup without a permit type thing.
Right.
That's just how it is at Disney. And, again, if you don't like something, walk away. That's, I think, the biggest take from all of this is if you don't like something or someone, walk away. Execute your right to walk away. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all.
Right.
Listen to Bambi and Thumper. They know what they're talking about. So, again, at the end of the day, we just want to make you happy. Maybe we're not everybody's cup of tea, but, for everybody that we are.
Hello.
Well, hi.
Do you approve of Best Life and Beyond?
Hi, buddy. I wish I could give you a snack. Oh, he called his friend. Look.
Oh yeah. Well, he's saying he's upset about what happened to you yesterday. He's explaining his distaste for the situation and that he had your back whether you realized it or not, which we have another person who was looking out for you, so that's cool. So as we sit here on the beautiful rivers of America, turning this into a positive, we don't want this to be a downer. We just wanted to make you aware of what was happening because a lot of people are messaging us and we're concerned. Katie was safe, thank goodness. Thank you, Pixar Charlie. Thank you, Disneyland Security. Thank you, Anaheim PD, for what all of you guys did to protect my lady. I hate that I wasn't here. It makes me,
About that. You had to work.
I know, but it's just one of those things where, of course, the day that I'm not here, this stuff happens, but whatever. Regardless, it's not okay to do that to people anywhere. Obviously, Disneyland, a little more sensitive because it's the happiest place on earth, and why bring that kind of tone here? But it's really not acceptable to do that to anyone, anywhere, at all. If you have a problem with somebody, walk away. It takes all kinds to make this world go round. You're not going to get along with everybody, and everybody's not going to get along with you. We're all different. We're all raised different. We all have different motivations and things that get us up in the morning and what drives us to do what we do. But you got to respect humans as we share our experience on this earth in this three-dimensional reality. It's just how it goes. My advice to anyone who's feeling like, they want to lash out and do something of that nature to anyone, including us or any of our colleagues who do this here, think twice. Is your freedom and your right to be here worth that?
Your privilege
to you.
To be here.
Yeah. So that's all. We just wanted to clear the air on that, and hope you have a great day. More wonderful Disneyland content will be coming your way. Don't worry about that. We got a lot of trips coming up, a lot more Disney content coming up, all good things, all best life stuff. It's not always happy and not always shiny and perfect, so we just wanted to address that of what happened, but everybody's okay. It's being dealt with.
And always remember, we're not trying to give them the time of day.
No.
Not to bullies, but you do need to stand up to bullies and let them know that is hatred, bullying, harassment. It is not acceptable and it is not okay.
Yeah.
And just know that you'll always be safe, and if you're doing the right thing, and you're going to be okay, and you're going to be safe, and you're going to be protected. So
yeah, and it's something that I think
We take it seriously.
But it's something that, like, if you're going to take some sort of action like that, think about, like, if your mother or father or colleagues or coworkers or friends saw what you were doing. Do you think that they would approve of that? Do you think anyone would approve of what you're doing? Maybe put that in that context. If you're thinking of doing that to somebody and using those kind of actions, is it stuff you would want your mom to see and be proud of you for doing? It's just kind of the lens I feel like I have to, you know, tell people to put that through. But anyways, that's all we got to say about that. We hope that gave you some clarity and some insight into how we feel about it, how I felt about it, because I wasn't here, and
how grateful we are for your, you know, your support and understanding, and you know, it was not comfortable, and we're sorry that it had to interrupt some of our, you know, otherwise pretty happy content that we normally get to do, and the fact that our merchandise is finally back. That's the whole thing, was to celebrate. That
was the whole idea.
It was just to celebrate.
And it was well received, so thank you everybody who went on there yesterday and got stuff, and we really appreciate that. We love the support. You guys asked for it, we brought it back, and so we're so happy that that is happening. If you guys want to give the video a thumbs up, we would appreciate that. As the Mark Twain leaves port, we're also leaving port. We will see you guys next time on Best Life and Beyond.